Alright, so since I'm waiting to get the Camaro tuned, I'm kind of straightening up the garage and kind of doing some things out here to get stuff ready. I'm trying to get the engine on the engine stand, and my engine stand, or engine hoist just showed up. So
guys, watch out, the camera's out.
My cherry pickers just showed up here to help me pick my engine up, so.
There we go. Well, I'm gonna have one lot of tires, huh? That is cool. Alright. Put that on the kayak?
I put that thing on anything,
I'll put that thing on the tractor. I'll put that so much on the tractor. Ready?
Let me get one right through here. So
Put that shit on the tractor, dude.
It's not that.
Welcome back to the channel.
So my GoPro died right when we were doing that, but yesterday when I was, after we got on the engine stand, I kind of tore the engine down some. The valley cover off, we got the turbo oil line off, we got the water pump off, and stuff like that. So we're about to keep diving into this motor right now. So for the oil pressure sensor, I've modified this tool. This is doesn't say on there. It just says USA 1 and 1 1/16. It's this weird hex. You can get this at basically any parts store, but normally it's for a 3/8 drive ratchet right there. But I bought one and cut that because for whatever reason on this guy here, it's real tall. Some LSs aren't that way, but you can get a wrench on that right there, so that'll slide all the way over the sensor. I was just spinning the motor over here, and I don't know if you can see this on the GoPro, but there's a little edge right here. That's all the way it's supposed to be top dead center at least. Yeah, not even close to being all the way up to the deck surface. Like, look at this guy. That's perfectly flush there, as the rest of them are. They're all, I checked them all and they're all flush. This one right here, we either have a wrist pin that was going out, or we have like the rod bearing going out, or the rod is bent. So something's going on with that cylinder. It'll be interesting whenever we get down a little further into it. Alright, so I just pulled this timing cover off. Look at the slop in this chain. This is wild. That has got quite a bit of play in it. It's probably good we're doing this. Like I said, I found this. Something's going on with this cylinder as well, but yeah, it's wild to finally look in here after all this time. Alright, so we're still working away on this motor, pulling the rods out now. We're going to take a look at this number 3 and try and see what is going on with it, why it's not reaching top dead center. Now it's time to pull the crankshaft out of this thing. So we almost got this crankshaft out of here. All we got to do now is pull the flex plate off, pull the rear cover off, which is probably going to be a pain because it's on the engine stand, but we ought to be able to do it, I think. But we're going to get those off, and then once the back cover off of here, then we can get this other main cap out because it's hooked up underneath here. But I wanted to show y'all these real quick. Let's get some light in here. So we did have some wear in here, but nothing super crazy for a 120,000 mile engine. Here's the thrust bearing that keeps everything nice and centered in there and square. This one not too bad, not too bad. There's definitely some wear, but like I said, nothing crazy. This one is probably the worst, and this was the very front one right by the oil pump. There was definitely kind of some chunks in there. You can kind of see how it's kind of chunky in some spots. Alright guys, so we got this thing 100% disassembled. We got the rear cover off with a little 10-inch wrench and a small hammer. I just put it on there and I could work around and just kind of tap the hammer and get them loose, and then got them out by hand. The crankshaft is out and sitting over there. The bearings aren't too bad in here. They don't look bad for the mileage. So the next step is to get this off the engine stand, and we're going to clean it all up, get it all nice and clean. Then it's off to the machine shop to get everything, new cam bearings. It's going to get honed out to 3.903, I believe. And then we're going to have them just kind of deck and clean everything up from this, and then and then we're on the way. So right now we're going to get this off the engine stand so we can bolt the transmission on here. We're going to get the Turbo 400 on here. And so that way we can start working on it. We're going to get the pan off. We're going to look over. It's been sitting for a while, for like a couple years. So we're going to look it all over and change the fluid, change all the seals, change the filter, and clean it all up as well and get it all nice and painted. So time to get this bad boy off. Shoot.